So this is the user interface for Simcenter Testlab Sound Designer. I'm going to show you a couple of the key areas of the interface and some of the key functionality just as a bit of an introduction here. So this section over here is where I can load pre-made sound designs. Okay, so in this case I've got 3 different sound designs all generated on the same sound sample. Okay, and that sound sample is shown up here. Okay, so let me play this. This is the starting sound that all of these designs originated from. Okay, so that's the starting point. And then through the process of developing the sound design and mapping it to vehicle parameters, I essentially create the sound that I'm hearing in the background. Okay, this number 2, drastically different character to it, even just initially, even though it's starting from the same sound sample. Okay, and if you notice this little gray area up here, this is that grain we were talking about. This is that small sample taken from the larger sound sample that I'm using to sort of play over and over and over to synthesize the new sound. So for number 3 here, you see the grain is rather short and near the end of the overall sound sample. This middle guy is very short and in the middle. Where for this number 1, this relaxed hot rod sound design, the sample is actually quite long and it's sort of in the first half of the overall sound sample, and that gives it the character that we're hearing in the sound design. Okay, this section here is where I start mapping that grain to vehicle parameters. Okay, and so you see things like grain position, grain duration, the pitch of the sound, the randomization on the pitch, etc. These are all mapped to different vehicle parameters. In this case, I have them mapped to vehicle speed, and so these bars here are showing me a relationship between a minimum and a maximum. As my vehicle speed goes from low to high, I want you to increase the pitch rate from this min to this max, and I can grab this guy and make this relationship whatever I want. It doesn't have to be a straight line. It can be whatever I want. Okay, but you hear the pitch change as I move this relationship up and down. Okay, so now let me bring in this CAN input module and show you a little bit more. So these are all mapped to vehicle speed. So this slider here, I can then control my vehicle just with this slider. This is vehicle speed. We have the load. We have throttle percentage. And so if you watch these filters here, as the throttle percentage goes up, I can change those filters, their shape and their cutoff and everything, as a function of throttle percentage. Okay, and that's part of the parameterization that I've already done. So if I bring my vehicle speed up here, and then I move this pitch, so this is the pitch and this is where it is right now. If I grab this, I can lower the pitch, I can raise it. So if I do something like this, now I'll have a really dramatic increase in the pitch. It'll be basically the same until I reach a certain vehicle speed, and then we should hear a very dramatic increase in the pitch. So let me just show you. So I can create a knee in this curve where I really have a non-linear change, in this case pitch, but it could be anything, the position of the grain, the duration, etc., and really affect my sound. We also have some different layers and their individual levels. We'll go over that in the next section here. And this is just to give you a little bit of an idea how we create a brand new sound starting with a sound sample and map it to vehicle parameters.